Hello Stampers, Kelly Acheson at stampingup.com coming to you from Menasha, Wisconsin. Today I am featuring this beautiful friendship stamp set. I have used this in the past and I'm really in love with it. Now I made this card and a treat holder as part of the One Stamp at a Time blog hop. Our theme for July is Down at the Farm. And I thought, how am I going to incorporate this stamp set with something that's farmy? Well, I'm going to be using burlap ribbon. And burlap ribbon reminds me of binder twine, which is what they use to hold bales of hay together. And I know this firsthand because when I was younger, we raised and trained and showed horses. And we also had some other animals. We had goats and pigs and chickens and all those good things. So I'm very familiar with binder twine, and burlap ribbon always reminds me of it. And then another thing that I think goes along with the farm theme is flowers, because I don't know a single farmer, and I know a lot of them, that doesn't have flowers. Flowers next to the house, flowers by the barn. It's just one of the things that goes along with a farm. And I think my project may be considered a little shabby chic. We'll see. So let's get started and I'm going to show you what I came up with. I'm bringing in my ink pads here and I've got the new Seaside Spray. I really like that. Terracotta Tile, kind of becoming one of my favorites. So Saffron, Petal Pink, and Garden Green. I'm going to get one of my piercing mats out here. I like to use this as my surface to stamp on. And we're going to make the card first. So I've got a piece of Whisper White. This is 3 3/4 by 5. A piece of Terracotta Tile that is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. A layer for the inside Whisper White 4 by 5 1/4. My card base is Crumb Cake at 4 1/4 by 11. I've already scored it here at 5 1/2. By the way, you'll find all of these dimensions on my blog with this blog post, and you can go there and do the blog hop to see what everybody else came up with. Because my interpretation of Down at the Farm is going to be probably very different than other people's interpretation, and that's the fun part about seeing what everybody comes up with. So this piece is about, I'd say 3/4 of an inch. Let me measure this just to make sure. Yep, it's 3/4, and we're going to be cutting it down to the length that we need. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to stamp up the inside of my card. I grabbed the wrong piece there. I'm going to take my Petal Pink. Nope, I think I'm going to take my Seaside Spray. I love this color. It's a very pale blue. It's so, so pretty. It's very different from Balmy Blue. And I'm just going to bring that in here and stamp it kind of going off the bottom. This is my inside layer. And then I've got the So Saffron. And we've got these little flower centers that are really cool. There's one for the big flower and one for the smaller flower. I'm going to put those right in here. Isn't that pretty? It's just soft and pretty. And then I love this little whatever that's called. It almost looks like, what are those, lupines maybe? I'm not sure. But I thought this would look really neat, just kind of popping up right in here. And then I'm going to bring in some So Saffron with this flower. And this is just to go along the bottom of my card inside. Because, you know, let's decorate it up a little bit. I don't want to dip my card in my ink pads here. You guys know I'm really good at that, right? All right. Here we go. Okay, so that's the inside. Holy cow, pretty, right? All right, let's do this front. So I'm going to, again, take the big, I call these roses. They look like kind of wild roses, maybe. And I'm going to stamp one right up here at the top. And then I'm going to turn my card around. This is the smaller white piece now. And I'm going to stamp another one right here. Okay, so what the heck is she doing? That's weird, right? Hang tight, I'll show you. I have a mask. Here we go. I have a mask that I made. And I think I'm going to use that maybe a little bit right now. I'm going to bring in the spriggy thing again, and we're going to put that right in here. I'm pressing it down nice and hard. This is just a piece of paper that I stamped these roses on and cut it out to mask. And I like to do that if I don't want the stems and stuff to go up into my flowers. So we're going to do just a little bit, maybe right here. And how about another one over there? What do you guys think? Isn't that kind of cool? Yeah, I like it. Okay, next, with the So Saffron, I'm going to do a little bit of masking again. You only have to cut one of these out. So if you don't like to cut, don't worry. You only have to do this once, and you can keep it right in your stamp case so you can use it over and over again. I'm going to bring that right down in here and maybe do a little bit more here. And then I love the hydrangea in this stamp set. It's like one of my favorites along with the big roses. I don't know. I'm just loving them all. And I'm going to come in here. I'm going to bring my mask in again. And I've inked this up in Petal Pink. And I think I'm just going to do some Petal Pink. Now look how I just kind of stamped right over that whole thing. We've got a little bit of Petal Pink sneaking out there. And I think that's enough. Now I'm going to come in with the leaves and Garden Green. And I'm just going to pop some green in here. We need a little bit of greenery to go with our flowers. And here's my mask. I'm going to use that again. Oops, hang on. There we go. Keep my fingers out of the way here. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Last but not least, we need to do flower centers here. And we're going to do them on the big flower with the bigger one. And then on the smaller flower. These kind of fit right in that little white area there. All right, I think we have this. I see I'm going to have to do something. I just got a spot of terracotta tile ink on there, but we'll fix that in a minute, so don't worry. All right, I have a little bit about making this shabby chic. I think I can do this with flicking of my crumb cake marker. So I'm going to take this marker, I'm just going to open up the lid a little bit and flick that tip onto my card. And that tends to add that shabby chic look. Okay, it gives it some little speckles. Now, because I just flicked that, you want to be careful that you don't touch it right away. It takes just a tiny bit of time to dry. Next, I'm going to bring in that burlap ribbon that reminds me of binder twine on hay bales. And if you guys have never thrown a hay bale around, you would think they would be really light. Well, they're not. They're extremely heavy. And it just so happens that I happen to be allergic to hay. And I lived in the country. Like I said, we were kind of on a hobby farm. And I was allergic to the hay. I was allergic to the fields cutting hay and raking hay and baling hay and carrying hay to the horses. And yeah, I always had a Kleenex in my hand. I was that kid that ran around with the snotty nose because I was always sneezing, but I loved my horses and just didn't care. Just did not care. Okay, now this layer is the layer that's going to go behind here, but what we're going to do first is I'm going to take the butterfly that is from the Springtime Impressions Thinlit dies, and I'm going to cut a butterfly out of here. And then I'm bringing in the Merry Christmas Thinlits. Now, what on earth would I be doing with these? Well, it's got a happy in there, and I want to use that happy. So I'm also going to die cut this out of the middle of my layer for the front of my card. So hang tight, and I'll be right back. Here comes, I'm going to move some of these out of the way. Here comes my die brush. Now, Stampin' Up! Recently got a new die brush, and it's pretty cool. I showed it to you on my Wednesday tip video not too long ago. This is an accessory that goes in the Take Your Pick tool. You take that putty end out. This is our putty end for picking up little embellishments. You unscrew that and you screw this die brush right in here. The die brush comes with 2 of these foam pads, so if your pad is getting kind of icky, it's a perfect time to upgrade to this. And I'm very happy with it. It's nice and sturdy, works like a charm. Now, if you already have the other die brush, that's fine, it'll work fine. But when you need a new die brush, get this accessory, get the Take Your Pick tool if you don't have one, and you'll love it. I'm very happy with it. All right, here we go. We've got just a couple little things here that didn't come out. Sometimes they just want to be difficult, don't they? This is a far cry from when we used to have to poke all of these out, I'll tell you that. Okay, there's our butterfly. And then our happy is gonna pop right out of there. Now remember, this is our layer for the front of our card, so don't destroy it. And I'm just going to pop out these little pieces in the center of the letters. There we go. Okay. Take this out so I don't lose it. Have you guys ever left a die inside here and then you can't find it for forever? And then finally you open your box back up and oh, there it is. Yeah, been there, done that. This is just a paper pumpkin box. I turned it inside out so I wouldn't lose it. Like I have a bunch of paper pumpkin boxes. So this one is distinguishable because it's inside out. It's a perfect size for the dyeing or the brushing system. Okay, now I'm gonna add my glue to this layer because I've got all these dye holes in it. It's just gonna be easier for me. And here comes my card front. Oops, I got that a little bit crooked. There we go. Okay. And then I'm gonna take this happy. Now, I found the easiest way to put this on was by rolling up some mini glue dots. So I've got them rolled up, and then they're going to fit on just a couple of my letters. You don't need to get crazy with them. You're not going to try to hang your coat on the happy, right? You don't need it to be super strong. I'm just going to put it on a couple letters here, and then this will stick right on the front of my burlap, just like that. Isn't that cute? And then to the front of my crumb cake layer. Here we go. This is my Farmy Flower card. Yeah, little shabby chic there. Isn't that pretty? Okay, now one of the requirements with the One Stamp at a Time blog hoppers is that we have to make a 3D item. So that's what the butterfly is all about. I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock. This is 2.5 by 5.5. I just cut a little divot here to flag the end. And then I brought in a piece of that terracotta tile. This is 2 3/4 by 5.5. I put my white piece on here and then I trimmed the terracotta tile to match down here. So we're going to do some stamping on that. And also some stamping on this little strip that I told you about. So I need my terracotta tile and I am making this card. You could use any greeting you wanted, but I'm making this card for a friend that just got a new job. And I thought I would get her a little gift card to go in the treat holder, which I'll show you as soon as I'm done with it here. I'm going to get her a little gift card for one of the food places that's near her new job. And I thought that would be nice. She can go out to lunch on me and have this beautiful card and a really neat, I'm going to use it for a gift card holder, but you could certainly put some type of a food treat in it, like candy or something. Or earrings, or new car keys. I always like that one, new car. If anybody would like to, yeah. I always tell my husband, if you'd like to buy me a new car, I'm good. I will take it. Okay, here comes my roses again. And I'm going to stamp these just kind of right here in the middle. And then I'm going to come in with the petal pink. We got lots of ink out here, so I'm trying to be careful so I don't make a mess out of things. I'm going to stamp my hydrangea right there. We've got So Saffron for this flower. I'm just going to do a little bit of that right here. Oh, and there's another flower. Look at this single rose. This is really, really pretty. I'm going to put that in the, is that the terracotta? Yes, that's what I wanted. I'm going to put that in the terracotta right here. And then the sprigs, which I don't know what they are, but they're pretty. We're going to do that here and here. And then I thought we could do maybe one or two coming off the bottom down here. There we go. And then we need some of that green. Put some of this in here. A little bit more right here. And how about a tiny one coming off the top there? That looks nice. And then we need our flower centers. Ooh, I almost stuck that in the wrong color. This is So Saffron. Here comes our flower center. And the little baby flower center is right here. Put that right over here. And then again, I am going to flick this. What do you guys think? Isn't that just pretty? It's like, what do they call this? Oh, come on. Something stamping. I can't think of it. Maybe I'll think of it before we're done. I'm going to flick. Make this a little shabby chic. There we go. And collage stamping. That's it. Whew. I knew I'd get it. Okay, this is going to get put on here. Here we go. And next we're going to bring in our butterfly. Oh, that's a little crooked. Hang on. There we go. That looks better. Our butterfly is going to go right in the middle. So I'm just going to put some glue right in the middle of his body or her body. It might be a girl butterfly. I'm not sure. And then some dimensionals on our label. Just like this. I'm going to center that from side to side. And then I decided to bring in these copper dotted treat bags. These are a brand new product in our new annual catalog. Let's see if I can get them open. Sometimes that can be the most challenging part of a project. And these have little copper stripes all over them. I thought this was really, really pretty. Now, my gift card, which I haven't gotten yet, is going to go right inside here. I'll probably put a piece of cardstock in there and stamp up a little something that matches my card like this, and then stick my gift card to the front, and put this in here. And I'm going to fold over this flap just like that. And we have these new library clips. And I think I'll just take one of these white ones and add this right to the top. This is going to hold that little tag on there. There we go. Oh, let's try putting it in the center, Kelly. Okay, hang tight. Here comes our shabby chic little card and our treat bag. What do you guys think? Isn't it pretty? I love this stamp set, and I have been having a blast with it. I love kind of watercolory images. I think this is so pretty, and paired up with a butterfly and some words, I think I did okay. Now, don't forget, if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. You can hop right on over to my blog. There's an online ordering button in the right-hand side. You can also email me at this address. I'd be happy to send you our current catalog if you don't have a demonstrator or a catalog. And you can click right up here. That's going to take you right to my blog. Don't forget to use the host code that's listed in that right-hand column if your order is under $150. If it's over $150, don't use the code. You'll get some rewards from Stampin' Up, and I want you to have those. Click down here to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You don't want to miss anything that I have coming out. And make sure you go check out that blog hop. Down at the farm. This could be shabby chic, farm animals, country themed projects. So I think they're going to be really, really pretty. And if you don't have this stamp set yet, I would really get it because it's gorgeous. All right, you guys, thanks so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day to spend it with me. Bye-bye.